You can you can see me, right?
I can see you. Can you see me?
Yeah. I just want to make sure I'm not like
No, you look
washed
great. You
out.
look
Okay.
great.
Thank you.
Um, well, hello everyone. I'm Jillian Stein, one of the owners of Blue Box Press, and I'm here today with New York Times and USA Today bestselling author Donna Grant of over 125 novels now.
150.
Oh, girl, you gotta update your bio.
I know.
150 novels. Wow. And we
Wow.
are here today to celebrate the release of four of your Dragon Kings books.
Right.
So we have Dragon Kiss, Dragon Revealed, Dragon Lover, and Dragon Unbound,
Right.
which are out this week.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
Yes.
They have been previously out, but we have a beautiful new cover.
Oh,
And this is the first time that Donna and I have actually had an interview, which is kind of crazy because I've known you forever.
I
It
don't
seems
know how
like
we've not done this.
But I feel like it's a really great opportunity for people who maybe have not met you before, or have not read you before, to kind of get an intro into you as a writer and you as a person and what you've done in your career because you've done a lot. We were talking earlier off camera, um, and Don has been writing dragons for what, 10 years? Longer?
Then the first one released in 2013. So yeah.
Yeah, so over 10 years that she's been writing dragons,
Yeah.
like the mother of dragons, like the
Long time. Yeah. I
um
feel old now. Thank you.
I know, sorry. I do too, because we were going through a lot of her backlist titles,
Right.
like mass market paperback titles that I purchased as a blogger in 2012.
Yeah,
So this is, I feel old too. We're in good company.
it's okay.
Okay, so tell me and everyone, how did you kind of get into writing? Did you always want to be an author? Was that something, how did this all come about?
It's sorry, I'm a big reader, and I think most authors will say that. They're
Yeah.
big readers, right? My parents were big readers, and we always had this massive library at home. And my dad was of the opinion, I don't care what it is, read it.
Yeah.
He honestly didn't care what I read. Whereas my mom was like, she can't read these, which was her romance, right? And I did. I read everything. And we used to read the little teen stupid stuff, right? That was
Oh yeah.
like I read it in an hour and I'm like, I need another one.
Oh yeah.
But had braces and we were going to the orthodontist first thing in the morning and I had to go with my mom to work. And we were locked in her office and she was on a phone call and she was like, don't say a word. So I look over and there's a book. And so I pick up a book and it was a Joanna Lindsay.
Oh
And I
yes.
was like hooked. I was 12, massively too young to be reading the romance. But yeah, after that, that is all I read. And it was probably my senior year in high school where I was like, I don't think me being a ballerina is going to work out because um man, I didn't want to own the dance studio that I was working at and I was like, I think I want to be, I think I want to be a writer. And
Yeah.
that's where it started.
Was your first series, what was your first series? Because that I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, I wrote four books that will never see the light of day.
Really? Do you still have them?
No, I think they crashed on one of my computers.
Oh, darn it.
It was so bad. But the very first series I sold was my Druid's Glen series, was its
Okay.
Highland Mist and all of those. So yeah, I mean it was always paranormal, always Scottish, most all of them were medieval.
Oh my gosh.
It was my sweet spot.
What is kind of, so now it's Scottish medieval. What does that look like as far as doing like research and stuff? Like, what did you have to do? Were you always interested in Scotland and Highlanders and
Oh yeah.
Druids? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
So
mean,
probably,
if you ask me how did I pinpoint that, I really don't know. I mean, I don't know what it was that it was. I remember walking through the bookstore and I had all these books on druids
wow.
and the medieval their clothing and the naming books and I mean I had all of it. So yeah.
I mean, and that's to say too that publishing has changed quite a bit since you became a published author.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a lot of up and coming authors who will be watching this and want to kind of follow in your footsteps, what like one piece of advice would you give an aspiring author who may not know like where to start?
There will always be people that says there's rules. There's not rules.
Yeah.
Follow the path that feels good to you.
I
Because
love,
the path that I took was completely different than what everybody was doing at the time.
well, and that goes back to what we were kind of talking about off before we started recording. That you had written dragons when it was not the thing. It was not the popular genre that it is today.
Right.
And your publisher was like really not here for it.
No, I submitted probably four different proposals for dragons, and they kept saying, no, no, we don't want dragons. We don't want to do that. That's not going to sell.
Wow. And here we are,
And here we are,
150 books later, and all the dragons.
all the
Um,
dragons.
I have some kind of fun related questions to the dragons. They're
Okay.
like more of like a rapid fire, because I like a rapid fire.
I know.
Um, ooh, the first Dragon King you ever created. Who was the one that started it all?
That was Lucan. No, no. God. Oh my God. How did I not
I
remember?
thought it was Lucan too, so I think you might be right.
Maybe. There's been so many. I mean,
I
I have
know.
trouble keeping up with the titles of books, much less the heroes. But oh my
I know.
God.
I'm like, we're looking.
I know I'm looking and it's Darkest Flame. It's way up there. But no, I mean, but I did they didn't make me. They wanted me to do the three novellas first
Oh,
to spin off to like really introduce and those novellas. Oh my God. All three did, I mean, I don't think I've ever sold more
wow.
copies than those three novellas. I mean, each separately, not even together, but it was wild. I had my appendix out, and that's where I found out I hit the New York Times and USA Today.
Oh, so some really good news after some really not great experience.
Right, but the very, very, very first dragon, which was the first novella, was Hal.
Oh, how.
Mhm.
Now, I will say for readers who don't know, you've got a few series that are kind of interconnected, but the series that you can read all the series separately. You don't have to kind of dive in, but it's a nice kind of pathway if you decide that you do want to go from Dragon Kings, Dark Kings, and the Reapers.
So it's the Dark Universe, and it really
Yes.
starts with the Dark Sword, Dark Warriors, Dark Kings, the Reapers, the Dragon Kings, the Scry Druids, and the Elven Kingdoms. Oh, and the Bastard Duology, which is still dragons.
How do you keep them all? Do you have a Bible? Like, is there like a series Bible that has all the info?
Sort of, yeah. I keep spreadsheets too. So
Okay,
I
good.
have a massive spreadsheet per series, but then each book has a tab where I keep track of the stupid shit that my characters do. Because,
Because
I
readers
mean,
will call you out. Readers will call you out.
oh my God, do they ever? Because we make mistakes. I mean, it's just, it
Yeah.
happens. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
I
yeah,
mean, it's a big universe to keep track of.
it is, I mean, it's huge. And, I was even toying because the Sky Druids are about to wrap up.
Okay.
And there is a spot for me to spin off and do some American Druids instead of Sky. And, I don't know if I'll wrap up like the whole universe or I do more. So I always leave it open because apparently that's my thing.
Do fans still ask, is there an open end somewhere that fans still ask about today that you're like, I don't know if I'm ever going to come back to that?
Yes, so I have three other interconnected. The Druids Glen, the Shields, the Royal Chronicles, and then a separate book that goes with it, Mystic Trinity. And they're all interconnected because they that way too. And people still to this day ask for certain characters that I was like, no, they were never meant to
Yeah.
have a book. But they actually, because I wrote dragons and that, and that's where I was going to do my dragons. And I get that a lot too. What about these? And I was like, no, no, I did these other dragons, so I didn't do those. But yeah, I mean, surprisingly, about once a month I get that.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's pretty incredible, which says to me that like your characters stay with people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is,
I can recall there are a couple scenes in the stories that just came out. Like I recall certain moments, like the one heroine's walking, she has like high-heeled boots on and she's walking into a cave and she's not supposed to be there. And that was years ago that I read that. And I can still remember it like today, right now. It was you. That's the one thing. Like there's always a complex character, there's always a complex plot, but it's not so complex that you're like, I don't know what I'm reading. Like,
right.
how does that, what is that process like to write? Like, uh, like, are you a plotter? You're, why did I never know this? You're a
I'm a
pantser?
total pantser. I
Get
don't know
out of
what's
here,
going to
Donna Grant.
happen. I don't know what's going to happen from one day to, I know they start off, they go through some shit, they have some sex, and it ends
What?
up happily ever after. I know that. When I wrap up a book, every time, 150 books later, I am always amazed that how I got from point A to point B. I don't know.
I never would have expected that. I would have thought, because again, there's a lot of interconnected worlds, people, there's stuff that happened hundreds of years ago, there's lore, there's all this stuff.
I don't know.
Oh my,
I don't know.
I am shooketh. I had no idea. All these years, I had no idea.
Seriously, I thought we had talked about that before. No, I do not plot.
I kind of love that though. Have you ever written a character that like really shocked you? Like that you were like,
Oh my God, yes.
ooh, I didn't see this coming.
Oh yeah. No, in the Dark Sword series, and there's I don't want to spoil it, but there is a holy shit moment, and I actually got up from my computer and walked away because I was like, I was
Ooh.
so not expecting that. Like,
Did that ever happen before and you were like, I can't actually put this in the book because fans will
oh
hate
no, that shit always goes in the book.
it. You're like, no, 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 no. This is
No, it's
happening.
just
This
yeah.
person's going to get this. That person's going to get that. Because I mean, that is, I mean, I guess that's where the story is taking you.
I trust the process. I trust this crazy ass head that I
Yeah.
have, and I go with it. And if something needs to be changed during edits, I do it. But
Yeah.
that
That's,
is
that's
crazy.
it's pretty amazing.
I
I
don't know.
mean, especially thinking about all the books that you've written, and it's like, I mean, that's mind blowing. I mean, in the best way possible. Like, holy moly. I mean, um, okay,
No.
I know. Um, ooh, broody dragon or charming dragon?
Broody, always. I have a type.
Um,
You'll notice I'll have a type.
you do. You definitely do. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, 100%. Um, most dangerous thing about loving a dragon king.
Oh God, where to even start? I mean, honestly, I don't think I would ever ride on top of a dragon because I put that in the books, right? And
Yeah.
I'm not scared of heights, but at the same time, one little and I mean, you're falling off. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and now so just talking about dragons, why dragons?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
get asked that for years. I've had people ask me that. Why dragons? Like they used to ask me why druids. I don't know. Apparently, I was a druid in a past life. I don't know. I have any idea. But
Possible.
I've always loved mythology and paranormal things and fantasy and all of that. If you look at every culture in the world, they have some type of dragon mythology. And I've
Yeah.
always found that incredibly interesting because you can't say that for other legends, but dragons,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that can't be just a coincidence that every culture has that.
Well, we were talking again before, we were talking about big into K-dramas at the moment. And you
Yeah.
were talking about, wait, I wrote it down. The one was it the
Haunted
Haunted
Palace.
Palace?
Haunted
Can you
Palace.
that I found that fascinating when you said about what dragons kind of meant in that instance, in
Mhm.
that show. Can you mention that again? Because I found it fascinating.
So in the Haunted Palace, which go watch it.
I know.
Um, and in this story, the dragons, once they reach 1,000 years old, they ascend into heaven. Okay. And but if a human sees them, then they fall back to earth and they become a spirit.
Mhm.
And they need help to eventually become a dragon and ascend again. So, but that's the premise of that. The hero is a
It's so
fallen dragon.
cool. It's
Hmm.
so cool. I mean, it's like a fallen angel, but a fallen dragon. And again, the fact that there is a dragon in every culture,
Yeah.
it's almost like there's like, when there's like some sort of a story and you're like, well, there's always a truth, there's always a little bit of truth to something.
Yes.
It's hard not to think that. I mean, you never know what could have happened
No.
in the past.
Oh, and in the
Um,
haunted palace, the hero, when he's fallen dragon, he gets scales on his neck when he's using his magic. It's really cool. As a human, it's really cool. So yeah.
Anybody who's watched it, make sure you comment on this because I'm super excited. I have to start it as soon as we wrap things up today.
You have to. I'm going to be
I know.
texting you every day.
Which episode are you on? Which one did you watch? Be like, I'm on episode 3. I'm very excited. Um, ooh, okay. I think I know the answer to this, but coffee or tea while riding the Dragon Kings? Tea. I did know
You
that.
do know that.
I
You know
did.
that.
But the people don't know that.
No, but I use tea a lot. I have one of my druids has a tea shop, and in my
Yes.
and in the Dragon Kings, who, oh my God, Lottie and
Yes.
Dragon Arisen and Dragon Kiss actually has a tea shop too. So yeah,
That was a good
I
question.
I do teas a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, I did know that, but I like that now the people know.
Yeah,
All the people know all the things now.
all the people.
Favorite dragon ability to write.
Mm, that would probably be Reese's Shadows. I like doing the shadows. Some of them are easier than others. Some of them are hard, but I liked his shadows.
Did you ever write an ability and you're like, what was I thinking? Every time you have to revisit it, you're like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Yeah. Because at first, you're like, I don't know how many books I don't ever plan out a series saying there's going to be, 5 books or whatever. And the Dark Kings ended up being 18 full books and 6 novellas. Not to
Wow.
mention the little slices of life that I did for the Christmases and, Halloweens and I mean Valentine's. And then the Dragon Kings, I'm now on book 12, 11. I don't remember. So, I mean, when you have that many, you start running out of what can they do? You
Uh-huh.
start running out of colors because each dragon was a different color, right? You start running out of colors. You start running out of what? What are they gonna do? I need something cool. So yeah,
How do you figure that out then? If you're like, I don't know what to do, because I know you and I have gone through the journey of colors, and it's like, okay, now this person's like, we're coming up with the most like cerulean because you're like, I don't, it's not just like blue, brown, orange, yellow. Now we're like into like teal and all the, how do you deal with that? Google?
yeah. Well, I have a list, right? And I have them by, like shades, like all the blues, all the greens, the reds, and I'm like, what haven't I used in a while? What what will sound good? Because it is, the king of color,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
king of blacks, kings of white, king of silver, gold, and after a while it's like, you can't just say.
King of chartreuse.
So it's like, I mean, you can come up with color, but it's got to sound manly,
Oh,
and
right.
it's got to sound, it's got
True.
to sound Good.
I didn't even think about it. It has to sound manly. It can't be like the king of berry, the king of magenta.
It's, I mean, it's not as easy. And then the earlier dragons, that's where I made the mistake, where it was like King of Red and King of Blue. And I'm like, oh my God, I
Oh,
totally screwed up that. Had I done like, specific colors like I did later on, it would have been a lot easier. So, I mean,
I
still,
mean, listen, maybe one day we'll have the king of plaid, the king of houndstooth. I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, you don't know. You don't know. Don't know. We shall see.
But that's the interesting thing. It's like when you started writing, it wasn't like, okay, this is going to be a 5 book series. Like it's just kind of like, all right, well, let's just see how this goes. I mean, it's like J.R. Ward with Black Tiger Brotherhood. It was like, she's going to keep, she knows how it ends, but she's like, we're not there yet.
I always said, as long as the readers wanted to read the dragons,
Yeah.
I would continue to write them.
Yeah.
And they are, after all these years, still my best selling.
Oh,
I
that's,
mean, it is.
yeah.
So I'm just going to keep going on the journey and we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's a really great series. And I hope people, again, who haven't found you until right now, go back and pick them up because
Yeah.
it's especially because it is such a meaty series. Like it's not like, oh, there's only 3 books. I'm going to be left wanting more.
Yeah.
And again, you can, if you do like one series, you can kind of interconnect with a bunch of
Yeah.
them. You also write contemporary romance.
Yes.
What those are fabulous too. What is when you're in your like you're writing, you're planning out your year and you're like, all right, I need to get a dragon book out. I'm going to get a druid book out. I'm going to get a like, what is that kind of like planning things out? And have you ever sat down to write maybe a contemporary romance and your mind is on dragons and you're like, I can't do this right now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think in any kind of job, you have, things that you have to do,
Hmm.
things that you want to do. But I mean, if I'm going to get paid, I have to turn it in,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, I always think of my head like a big room, a big house, right? And each series has a room.
Hmm.
And so I go into that room when I'm writing that series. And I don't let any outside intrusion into that room as I'm in that series. But yeah, I mean, I have to plan out the year. I have to think about, okay, well, what releases do I have? I have to get, the book to my audio publisher 4 to 6 months ahead of time. So I have to factor that in of, when do I have to write it and, who needs what when and
Yeah.
with my editor and the proofer. I mean, it's a big juggling act, but yeah.
I mean, it is, but I do like, I've never heard it explained that way. As far as like having a house and every story, a series has its own room, and you're like, I can't hang out with the dragons right now. I need to be with the cowboys. Like, I can't be with the druids right now. I need to be with the dragons. Like, that is definitely a really like admirable way of doing it too, because the creative process is the
Mhm.
creative process, and it's not usually very rigid and regimented that it's like you said, like having a job. It's not like I need to bake a cake today, I'm going to bake this cake and then I'm done. It's like no,
Right.
no, no, your brain is kind of, you're working through plots and character development, and if you are looping in this book to a series kind of that's like on the perimeter, that's a lot to kind of sit down and be like, I have to do this today.
Yeah. And I mean, one of the things, because I just wrapped up or the Elven Kingdom book. So I'm actually in the dragons this week, right? Starting the next story. And I'm looking back through my notes over the last few books, trying to figure out where am I going? Because I don't know. I don't know where this book is going. I know who the hero is. I know who the heroine is, but I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll sit down on Monday and hopefully, actually get some words on the paper.
Do you write 9 to 5 Monday through Friday? Have you
No,
cut
I used to
down?
write.
Yeah.
I used to write Monday through Friday, and I would write. It used to be 20 pages a day. but then I switched to words, so it's 4,000 words. It's two chapters for me. The 20 pages were still two chapters, so it's still two chapters a day, right? But now I'm writing three a day, and I have the other two doing admin and marketing because there's a lot of shit to do. So I
But
took back
that's
my weekends. So
good. I know because again, we've known each other for a very long time. We've worked together for years and years. I know that it was, I mean, you wrote a lot, but it's nice now to
yeah.
hear that you've taken back a little balance and you're like, I can't write. I mean, you still put out how many books a year? Four?
Oh, well, if you don't count the relaunches for this year, I have five books this year,
I mean,
which is down considerably from like 10 because it was almost a book a month. Yeah.
I mean,
Seriously pulled back.
yeah. I mean, well, that's all. I mean, at some point, you're like, can you enjoy the world that you have created and just kind of just enjoy some
Right.
time off? But I have to see too, I have to imagine too, going to events and like, if you ever do, Facebook Lives or whatever, it's nice to see the fans who have started from the beginning that are still here. And then the new fans that have been introduced to your work, like over the last, few years. I have to imagine how cool it is to see, because I have been with you since I was a blogger.
I
I
know.
mean,
So
but
cool.
I know, but I have to imagine it's cool when people come up and they're like, I've been reading you since
Oh, yeah.
the
I mean,
very beginning.
there are still some of the readers that I recognize from way back, very first signings where, we literally showed up with a pen.
Oh
And the
my
publisher
God.
supplied the books. We had the pen, and I remember those signings, and I remember those readers, and some of them are still around, which is, they'll
Listen,
still come pop up and they'll go, "Do you remember me?" And I'm like, "Don't remember your name, but I remember your face."
listen, the
Okay.
Janet Rodman.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Hi,
Janet.
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 But what was your first conference? I don't know if
Oh,
I
it
remember.
was RWA.
Yeah.
Romance Writers of America and RT, the Romantic Times,
Oh, RT was so good.
when it was huge. Remember how big it used to be? Yeah,
That's probably where I met you first.
I
It
think it
had to
was.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the good old days.
Yeah.
The good
We had
old
that
days.
little bitty table. We were all squinched in together doing the signing.
That and thousands of people. I mean, that was like the good old.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, I won't ask you too much more, but some of these are very
Good.
fun.
All right.
Ooh, if the Dragon Kings have modern day jobs, what would they do? A lot of them do have modern day jobs.
Yeah, well, because they own a distillery, so a whiskey
But
distillery.
if
So
they did not, oh, and I remember, if they did not have the whiskey distillery, what would be like one of the funniest jobs that you can give one of them?
So I know one of them is a lawyer. I know one of them owns a pub, and I
Yeah.
know another one is an architect.
Oh, well, those are good jobs.
They branched out.
I mean, we should throw a publisher in there. One of them should be a
Oh,
publisher.
right.
Just
Yes,
saying.
absolutely.
Um, ooh, one thing that readers might be surprised to know about the Dragon Kings. Ooh,
Oh,
like if a reader doesn't know the series yet, probably the distillery.
yeah, because it's based off of the Edgedour, which is the smallest distillery in Scotland, and I loved it when I went. Yeah, so I
Oh,
based
do
in the
they
books.
know? Do they
Yeah,
know that? Oh, that's so cool.
yeah,
Were they excited about it?
yeah. They really were. We were in
Oh,
contact for several years about it, because we did multiple, you know,
phone calls,
I met
visits,
lots of words.
phone calls, visits, Zoom, FaceTime.
Promos for each other.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
a
cool.
long time ago when I first started writing the Dragons, I would actually come with a bottle of their whiskey and would give out samples during a signing. But that was quickly frowned upon by some events, so that stopped. But it was a big hit, obviously. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably why I met you the first time at the RT. I was like, ooh, who's that author? She has
Right.
whiskey.
Bottle of scotch over there. Yeah.
Um, okay, now looking forward, again, I know that we have these four books that are out now that have the
Right.
prettiest new covers that match the rest of the series. And I don't know how spoilery we can get, but we've got some fun things on the horizon with you.
Yes. Oh, we can give all the spoilers.
I don't know if we can. I'm having like the Liz Berry on my shoulder being like, shh.
And the
But
one that I'm super excited about, we probably shouldn't talk about that yet.
no, but you are still trying to figure out one of the heroes.
Hmm.
That's all
I
we,
still don't have any of the heroines, but I do have the heroes.
I mean, I feel like heroines, we'll find you out eventually. We'll figure it out. But what about just for you besides with Blue Box? What do you have? What does your year look like as far as like releases? Because you have some kind of books coming back to you.
I do. I got 17 books reverted back to me from one of my other publishers. So all of those are getting pretty new covers,
Yay.
new formatting, and getting relaunched. And matter of fact, it starts Tuesday. So yeah, the year is going to be filled between that and new releases. So that my very first new release will be in March, and that's Kiss of Sky. So that would be a Sky Druid book. And then I have two Elven Kingdoms, Burning Sea, which is the first Sea Elf book. So I'm super excited about that one.
That's a
That's in
great
May.
title.
I know. And then Dark Rain is fan favorite, and that will be in November. And I'm like dying to write. He actually was in Dragon Lover.
Oh,
I spun off the elves from the dragons.
yes.
Dane, and he has, yeah, every time I release an elf book, the first thing I get is, why isn't it Dane? Why isn't it Dane? I want Dane. And I'm like, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. So, yeah, so yeah,
Sometimes we gotta wait. Sometimes
we have to
we
wait.
have to wait. Sometimes those heroes are worth waiting for.
So yeah, his will be in November, and then Dragon Sieged, which is the next Dragon King's book, will be out in July.
Well, you've got a lot coming up.
I do. I have a lot. Yeah.
And the best way for people to kind of keep up with things, newsletter.
Definitely, I would say the newsletter. I
Okay.
mean, you'll get, if you sign up, you get every Friday, you'll get a first chapter Friday. So it's a chapter out of one of my books, and I alternate.
I
I
love
mean, there's 150 of them. So, you know,
that. You've got a lot of content.
got a lot of content. Yeah, but you'll get my monthly newsletter, and then you'll get the backlist where I talk about a backlist book. And then you have my store where I focus on really cool things I have there.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, you had cool whiskey things. There was a lot.
Oh yeah, I have Kindle covers cases now. I have sweatshirts besides the books and stickers and all
Oh
the
yeah,
fun.
people can get signed books, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Mhm.
Perfect. I mean, I love that because again,
I know.
we got to show it.
I remember writing it
Oh,
because you have my daughter's name. It's just
I
you're spelled different.
which I didn't know at the time, but now it's like she's got a Jillian with a G and I'm a Jillian with a J. So it
Right.
was like meant to be.
It was.
Um, but thank you for doing this today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anything for you.
And guys, trust me when I tell you, her dragons are amazing and you will love them. And they're all out now. I mean, you don't even have to wait.
Nope. They're all
They're all
ready.
there. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So yeah, and thanks everybody for watching. And I will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye,
Thanks.
everybody.